All right, guys, so you have had a week to kind of dig into this project, but we do realize that some people are still struggling. So this is kind of to clarify the directions. The first thing that you'll see when you open this is that you have a notebook. So when it's not in present mode, it's going to look like this. But we're going to keep it in present mode just to make it larger on the screen for you. But you're going to want to notice that you're going to add images to the front of this notebook to make it to be yours, because this is all about you. It is the IAM project. So we're going to start. This video is just about the overview of the directions, the reason why you're doing this, and what you're supposed to learn by doing this project. So when you go to the next one, you got a table of contents, and then if you go to tab 1, these are your directions.
The reason why that we have created the I Am project for you is because it's kind of parallel with what Alfonso Jones is doing in his own neighborhood. So Alfonso Jones is the graphic novel that we're getting ready to read. He goes around his neighborhood, he takes pictures, selfies with things in his neighborhood. He really cares about where he has come from and what's going on in his neighborhood. Those things help shape who he is. And so what we've tried to do is mimic a lot of the things that he's already doing. And then so that way you can tell us about your neighborhood and how they affect you.
And ultimately, as you know, it's not just about we're prepping for this graphic novel, but we're still working on the skills you're gonna need throughout the entire year. Those are research skills, so you're gonna dabble in some research. Those are those MLA citation skills, this is kind of a culminating piece for that, because by now you've watched several Edpuzzle videos, you've tried it in essays, and if you're still struggling, there are some resources in here that will help you.
Mm-hmm. So what we want you to do is we want you to use those skills that we've been going over and that you've been learning this year and last year, and put them into action, kind of like why we want your feet on the ground with this project too. So we know a lot of you guys are, we know a lot of you guys are maybe stuck at home and not able to get out very much for COVID. So if you want to just put on some shoes and walk down the street, there is a lot of history around you, maybe things that you don't realize that have been there for years and years and years, but that has helped create who you are.
Very good. So this is one of the reasons why we do want you to go on that photo journey, so that you can walk out your door. And so we're going to talk about that in another video a little bit more. But ultimately, this is a culmination of what you've already been taught all year, what we've already been asking you to work on, and it is preparing you for the I Am Alfonso Jones graphic novel. Okay. So as far as to wrap up this video, it is 120? Yeah, 120 points. Yep. And so you see the point breakdown here. You got journals for 20 points, city research, photo journey, family interviews, and I Am From poem. Those are all 20 points apiece. And then another 10 points for mugs and another 10 points for effort and creativity. In other words, you're not slapping it together at the very last minute.
Right. Again, those mugs are mechanics, usage, grammar, and spelling. So you need to make sure that you are using standard English. We talked about in my class how there's difference between conversational English and standard conventions. So conversational is fine in conversation, but standard English in all of your projects.
Okay. I think that pretty much wraps up this. I think the one thing we did also forget to mention was that, you're doing all of this, and the final thing that you're going to do is the I Am From poem. And you're going to use the research that you gathered, your knowledge about your family, to create that poem. And you're going to be presenting this project. And so you're presenting it to us and your peers, but also you may have the opportunity to submit your poem to the I Am Project website. And we'll talk about that in a different tab, but this is a real product that you're trying to make. I think that covers it. So there's more videos for each of the tabs if you are still confused about different sections. So make sure you check those out.